Hello and welcome to The Beat. As your host, my name is Zuheyry Encarnacion, and today I will be having a discussion with Anne Muirhead. She works with MassEdCo. She does adult services, and she is a senior education advisor, and she also works with some high school students. So today we'll be having a little chat. And
thank you for inviting me, Zuheyry.
Yes, you're welcome. How are you? How's your day going?
My day is going well. I am looking forward to talking to you and talking to you about MassEdCo and anything else that you would like to know.
Okay. How are you feeling? I just want to say that I am very excited to have you today. I think it'll be great for everybody and the viewers to get to know you, and yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Okay, so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, like the things that you do, where you're from?
Okay, so I am actually from Worcester. I grew up in Worcester. I went to Forest Grove. I went to Doherty High. I know you also went to Doherty High. You also went to Forest Grove, so I think we have some things in common. And after I grew up and went to college, I moved to Washington, D.C. And I lived there for 10 years and then came back to the Worcester area once again.
Wow, that's amazing. How's Washington, D.C.?
So it was good. When I graduated from college, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And there's a lot of legal work in Washington, D.C. So I decided to work as a paralegal in a law firm, and after that I went to law school. And I did that at night, which is a lot of work to do it at night. It was 5 nights a week for 4 years, so it was not much fun, but I learned some very valuable things during that time. So number one, I knew that I did not want to work in a law firm once I finished law school. I wanted to either do something that was more equity related, so I thought about being a public defender, and I did spend a summer doing an internship in the public defender's office in Worcester, and I liked that a lot. But then as I was graduating, the possibility to work as a professor came up. And I was intrigued by that and started and absolutely loved it. So I worked at a school called Marymount University, which is in Arlington, Virginia. So I was a professor, an assistant professor, and then eventually associate professor in the business school. So I taught paralegal classes, and business students take business law. So I taught a lot of business law. They had a few business law classes, and then that was wonderful, and eventually I got married, had kids, wanted to come back to the Worcester area, so I stopped working and stayed home with my kids for a while.
Okay.
But that's kind of in a nutshell what I did in Washington, D.C.
Okay, so I see you like working with students. Do you think that like maybe took a little into what maybe you're doing now? Like, what are you doing now?
Yes. So I do love working with students, and I feel like even though I got a law degree, I used it as an educator. So I would tell you that my field is education. When I was home with my kids, I saw them go through school, of course, and I saw all of the interactions with the schools and decided that I was interested in becoming a guidance counselor. So at that point, I went to grad school at Assumption for school counseling. And as I was getting out of the program, I had to do an internship for a year. So I was first at Hudson High as an intern for a year, and then I worked as a long-term sub in the guidance department because they had an opening. They had 2 people that were out, so I covered for the 2 of them. And then when I finished up at Hudson High, I was looking at the possibilities, and I knew I wanted to work in Worcester or a community like Worcester that had some need for families with services, people that needed a little more guidance getting to college, figuring out how to pay for college, and I came across MassEdCo. And the thing I love about MassEdCo is that we have college access services. So the focus is on helping students access college. So it's typically geared toward low-income first-generation students to give a little bit of an extra boost in helping people prepare. So MassEdCo supports, I want to say, all of the high schools in Worcester. So we are grant funded, and there is a grant at North that puts 5 people in North, so they're particularly lucky to have a whole team there. There is a different grant that covers Doherty, South, and Burncoat, and I worked at Doherty for 5 years under that grant. Oh, and it also covers Claremont. I don't want to forget Claremont. And then our EOC program covers any of the schools that are not covered under those 2 high school grants. So EOC is for any community members that would like some help with college and career. So as long as you don't have a bachelor's degree yet, you are eligible to work with the advisors in our program. We tend to help with the college and career planning, so somebody can approach and say, I'm not sure what I would like to do. I can start with the career interest type of exploration with a student. We can explore looking at economic information, salaries, things along those lines. Or if someone knows what they might like to do, then we have a different type of search that we are going to do. We can help with the college applications, we can help with career applications, we can help with financial aid. So I do a lot of financial aid and a lot of helping people figure out how to get to college for free, which is one of my very favorite things. So college for free, there are some wonderful programs in the past 2 years, and it has made my job, I want to say, much more exciting in a certain way, because you sit down and when you talk to a family and say, well, there's actually a free way to do it, parents relax about it, students relax about it. And the other thing I am finding is that suddenly parents of the students are also becoming my clients, because they're saying, oh, well, if I could do that for free, I would like to do X, Y, and Z. And I say, well, I can work with you too. So that's a wonderful thing. So that is the big thing I like about MassEdCo, the college access piece, and it's very, very rewarding.
That's so interesting.
I feel like I said a lot at once.
It's okay. It's okay. It's interesting that you brought up high school and, help with college and stuff, because, we've been working together for a long time.
Yes.
You've been with me, supporting me throughout high school. I remember, because I am a single mom, so I was pregnant in high school and very irritated and, going through a lot of things in my life. And I just remember, coming into your office, somebody recommending you to me for help and stuff, and I just didn't want the help because, I was pregnant, like I said, irritated, going through a lot of things in life, and yeah, you kind of just guided me through the whole thing. You've stuck with me and you've helped me and told me about MassEdCo, and we just kind of been working together. And then I know after I had my daughter, I had to get on that and take advantage of, these opportunities and stuff. And so you gave me an opportunity to work with you and get into college and stuff and apply. And I know I did get a scholarship that we applied for. I remember it was like a really late night, maybe on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Mm-hmm. It was like 7 p.m. and we were working on doing scholarship papers and stuff. And mind you, if I never had connections with you, I probably wouldn't have been doing these things. Yes. Even now and stuff. And so I remember us getting the paper in, and I got accepted to the scholarship, and they've been helping me, since forever, since the last 6 years, One Family Scholars. So
yes.
Yeah, I want to say that I am very grateful for you and the work that you do, and I would say I am a living proof of, the work that you do and helping families and stuff like that. But yeah, so I know that when MassEdCo is granted, that you guys have grants and stuff. So yes. Would you like to explain a little bit more into that?
Yes. So the grant that we worked under 2 grants. So when I first started working with you, because you were at Doherty and I was based in Doherty, that was covered. Actually, that may have been a different grant at that point. We had the college. There was there was a college grant through the through the Commonwealth of Massachusetts that we had, and then talent search. So I think you may have been under both grants. So
Okay.
talent search grant, and then we had the On Our Way program, and the focus of that program is, or was, because we lost the funding on that eventually, but was supporting pregnant and parenting teens and young adults in Worcester. So that was a fantastic opportunity to be able to work with so many young moms, and I have great respect for the clients I met and the things that they do, so capable, so brave, and I must say you've been inspirational.
Thank you.
Inspirational to me, and your daughter is wonderful, and it's, you're doing a fantastic job as a parent.
Thank you.
And so I really have enjoyed working with you. But we started working on the grant that you got, the scholarship that you got, the one family when you were in high school, and that's a very competitive scholarship, and you got that because you're a good, strong student, and because they could see all your strengths, and they wanted to give you a hand. So that was so wonderful to have them help you going through QCC and coming through Worcester State, and I believe you are graduating without loans. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. So that's an outstanding thing.
Yeah, and I think that's great for others to know too, like
Yes.
especially, because a lot of people probably don't get into school for such reasons like funding and
Yes.
Financial situations. So I think it's good that you're here to explain these things and even, tell us more like about the things that are going on. So would you like to get into the history of MassEdCo and maybe even explain more if there's like any local partners involved or things that, maybe not even like in Worcester and kind of outside of Worcester?
Well, sure. So let's see. With MassEdCo, MassEdCo is actually the largest provider of community-based college and career readiness services in Massachusetts. And we are based in a few different areas. So we're in Worcester, we're in Boston, we're in Brockton, we're in Springfield, and we serve about 12,000 clients per year. So
Okay.
I am based in Worcester, which I really like since I grew up in Worcester. But with our EOC program, I can actually work with people beyond Worcester. So with EOC, which stands for Educational Opportunity Center, I cover the high schools, again, that are not covered by the other grants, by Talent Search and by Gear Up, but I also work with the colleges. So I get referrals from Worcester State, I get referrals from QCC, I get referrals from Middlesex Community College, and I get referrals just from clients, which is nice.
That's nice, and since we are at Worcester State, that's good to know because students do have access to you as well.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And I love working with Worcester State. This is one of my very favorite colleges.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what exactly is the mission of MassEdCo? Like, what is the goal, and do you think, well, obviously it's effective. Like I said, I'm living proof. But
so the goal is to support people, to empower people to achieve what they would like to achieve. So to help people set goals and figure out how to get there. So you can tell me what you have in mind, and I can work on that with you, whether it's you or somebody else. So it's empowerment, it's opportunity, it's equity.
Okay. Is there any other programs that MassEdCo has to offer, kind of beyond like what you've already explained?
Well, let me think.
Like services, any services, tools, like?
So we do have some tools on the website that people can use. So we have a financial aid comparison tool, and I do refer students to that if they would like to use it, but I actually like when people work with me because then I can explain what the information means and how to compare the packages, financial aid packages from different colleges. It can be a little bit confusing sometimes to figure out what you're being asked to pay, so I do like to lay that out for people and help people find options that are workable for them. So we do have tools on the website. I think the best thing, though, is for people to work with the education advisors. So we do have a number of education advisors. So again, it's 5 in North and 1 at Doherty, 1 at South, 1 at Burncoat, and then coverage with the other schools with visits. Oh, and Claremont gets 1 person 2 days a week.
Okay, okay. I would like to add that also, like, even with the stuff that you do work on and things that you guys offer, like, I know that you guys do help with college and career exploration, you know, scholarship searches, transitioning to college and things like that.
Yes.
So, and even doing like financial aid stuff, because I will say that I was very lost in that area. And, you know, even for students that are like trying to transition into college, it's hard because you don't know what you're doing. So when you have somebody that's able to, you know, kind of make like a little map of what you got to do, and somebody who's on you and somebody who knows what they're doing, it makes the process a lot easier. So I want to thank you on behalf of myself and for others too. And it's good for people to know that there's people like you out here that can help, because the process is very hard. And so, yeah, what is the best part about your job?
Oh, that's an easy one. It's the clients. It is the clients. I love working with people. I learn a lot from my clients, I must say. So the clients give me a lot of joy.
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Any thoughts on your On Our Way program? I know you guys did lose funding, which is very unfortunate.
It was unfortunate.
Because that was a great program, but like, any thoughts? Like,
so I loved that program, and one thing that I really liked was that I was able to help people in areas beyond education. So my role there was not education advisor, it was education advocate. So I read that a little bit more broadly. So I tried to do whatever people needed. So if someone said to me, I need a computer, I started to think about what I could do. And it was that request coming up more than once that made me say, well, if I can get some used computers, can we reformat them, send them back out the door to people? So I did that for a bit with this program. Let's see, people asked for help with food insecurity. So I would search and find the different programs and help people connect with some resources to get more food. Let's see, there was someone that had some issues with lead paint in the apartment. Mm-hmm. And she got in touch with me about that, and I was able to track down some help in Boston and help her figure out how to get that addressed. Clothing is another one. So moms often would say, with a growing child, I need a little help, and we have a wonderful, wonderful resource at South High, that's Andy's Attic. So I have, on behalf of clients, put in requests more than once and gotten clothing on behalf of the children of the moms I have worked with, and that was, I hope, helpful. There were diaper pantries around, so I did some of that. Let's see. Do you have anything in mind that I missed?
I think you actually like explained everything, because I know you've helped me with a couple of those things as well. So, I mean, yeah, it's great even hearing about like other resources that you have like to offer and stuff like that, because it's kind of more than just like even, you know, like college transitioning. Yes. And working with like where you really do work with your clients, and it kind of builds like a good relationship. And it's good because people are struggling with other things, and you know, if you're able to work with someone and have somebody that's able to help you in those other areas that you may be struggling with, it's just a plus for everything else that's going on.
I know what else I did with that program, the literacy piece.
Oh.
So I would do story hours for the families.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, so that was during COVID, so that was on Zoom. So we would have story hours and people could sign in, and I also set it up so people could do one-on-one story hours if they preferred that. And then I would go to the library and I would choose books based on who had signed up and read them on Zoom. And I think it worked well. I didn't get to see what the family saw, so I know I worked with your little girl on some of the story hours. And then the other thing I did is MassEdCo became a partner of Scholastic. So we were able to get discount books, and then I would mail books to families.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I know you did that a couple of times for me and my daughter as well. So.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. And, I had looked at the literature just about, supporting kids with reading and felt that was so important. And I was pleased that we were able to offer that. And the moms were, for the most part, people who were pursuing more education. So I think it was something that they responded to as well.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for explaining all those things. Is there a message that you would like to give out to, anybody that's viewing, anybody that's watching, even like students maybe, like anything that you would like to say?
I would like to say feel free to get in touch with MassEdCo. We have a number of advisors and we really do like to help, and sometimes you might not be sure it's something that we handle, but if you ask me if I can help with something, I will do my best to either meet the need or refer you to somebody that can.
Okay, well, thank you so much. It was nice having this discussion with you, and I would like to thank you for taking the time to even, come in and have this chat and just explain a little bit about yourself and, the work that you do. I know moving forward, anybody who does work with you or MassEdCo itself, it's just going to be like amazing. So I just want to thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you so much. I am honored to be here with you.
Thank you. And that's it for The Beat, you guys. Thanks for tuning in with me and Anne, and I hope you guys have a great day.